go. So my guy cured for those 60 seconds and he's back. I will go ahead and be using also the Blanc, the white, my card gel polish. And what I'm using it for is just to blot my middle and get it real nice and ready for my pigment powder. What I'm doing here is I'm just using this little blot ball here that they have at Amazon as well. And I'm just blotting my middle. I will be doing that more than likely 2 to 3 times just to make sure that I get a good pigmentation on there. Maybe I could just also float just a little bit right in the middle. And then blot it. So just like one little line. And then going from there, blotting it about. And I just kind of came down to just give myself a very small little outer layer of the black. However, also allow a little bit of space so that I can do that chrome on the outside as well. Just basically the edge. So I'm coming like this, just so that I can have a little bit of that on the outside. I can see my little gummy thing on here. It's like once it sits there for too long, then, you know, it doesn't make a good connection. But okay, I'm going to go ahead and put this guy in. Then when he goes back out, I will be blotting again, just to get that a little bit more pigmented. Alright, here we go. That guy is going to come back out from his first little cure there. And you can see it's just not pigmented enough. So I'm going to do it another time here. And maybe one more time, I don't know. I want to say I did maybe 3 on the other. But there we go. And I guess it's just more about on the outside than anything. Here we go. Dab, dab. Get in there. There it is. And then maybe dab. Alright, and that guy's gonna go back in there for another 60 seconds. Alright, so here we go. I did go ahead and do it one more time. And on that last one, I just kind of floated it a little bit on there. And then went ahead and used this just for the outside to give it like a more ombre, I guess, or whatever, gradient type look. So it's not completely flat looking on there. Okay, so we're going to go ahead now and use the 3 colors here. It's blue, amber, and green pigment powder here, which are the colors that I use for these 3 here. Just kind of like a blue around, a little green, and then just like a little bit of that amber color on one side there. So that way you can just see it, you know, a little bit there on that base right there. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that and get that in here. The last guy then I'm going to be lifting, and I don't even say anything, you know, I just kept it moving like boop, boop, let's go. But the last man that's going to come on here, let me see here, is going to be this one right here, the Scary Stories with the cranium head guy. So that's going to be the one that we're going to do on the last nail, which is on this thumb right here. So we are using this little makeup guy, actually, Eco Tools. I don't even know where he came from, honestly. I want to say Ipsy probably, but anyway, so here we go. We're going to use him to do the little thing here. And blue is our main color that we're kind of using around. Alright, so there it is. And I'm just going around the back end. Rather, to get back end. I'm just going around the whole thing. Hanging for me because he's looking like he wants to fight with me a little bit. Here we go. So I'm just going to hold him because I know I'm being kind of, you know, a little rough, I guess. a little of manhandling this blue on here a little bit. Boop, boop. All the way around. There we go. And then I'm just kind of leaving a little tiny area where I'm going to fill with this green a little bit and a little bit of that amber color. So we got our green coming, kind of blend it a little bit there with my blue as well. And then finally, I'm just going to use a little bit of this amber color to just kind of come on this side of it. And also kind of blend that in a little bit with the rest of the guys. So there it is. You know, just a little tiny thingy there. Whoops, I knew that guy wanted to fight me today. I knew it. He wants to go down. He wants to go down to Chinatown. Okay, so he's done. And then I'm taking the big guy. Just doing a little dust, you know, so nothing crazy. And then because of what I'm doing on my edge, I am going to go ahead and just clean off any kind of dust with acetone. That's what that is. Because I don't want anybody around here. Since I am going to be combing my little tiny edge in purple. So coming across, boom, getting rid of all of that. Now that I have this chrome, I'm going to top gel coat it. So that way I'm basically just sealing it, and any other art thing that I do on top of it is not going to disturb it. If I have to clean something up, then it's going to be protected and it's not going to have an issue. So I'm going to be using the Connie again diamond top coat right now. Let's go ahead and get that on there. And of course I am, you know, I want a good bit on there so that I can float it and I don't move my powder anywhere. You know, I don't want that on my brush or just over the black or anywhere else. So I'm floating that just a little bit. Not necessarily, you know, pressing down too much on that. Just making sure that it's nice and even and that everybody is covered. Oops, I'm gonna do that gravity thing and just turn him around for a few seconds before I enter him into be cured. There he is. 60 seconds, and when he comes back out, then we'll be able to do our chrome outline. Espérate, maybe not. What we should do is go ahead and stamp it, and then we'll do the chrome outline. Here we go. Alright, so here we go. We got our guy. He's been cured. So he's protected from what we're going to do next. We're going to go ahead and grab our last little piece here. The scary story one. And let's see if we can get this guy and get him onto here. So that way we can finish this up. So let's pick them up with this purine here. Get him right in the size that he already is and not the smaller one. Alright, so here we go. I think I'm just gonna need his body just like the other one. I did not do my surrounding on any of the other stories here. I'm just trying to keep mainly him. So there he is and his little scene that he's got going on. There he is with his little scene. So let's get him up, and I am going to roll out the top. We don't want any of that. And if I could roll out that line, I'm almost thinking though, maybe leave the line and clean it up after. So that way I don't end up taking any of my image because it's so closely together. Even though, mira me. You think I listen to myself? I do not. I do not. That's why I get in trouble all the time, guys. Don't listen to me either. Y'all do what y'all want, okay? I'm just here showing. But ultimately, it's your life. Alright, so here we go. We're gonna, you know, go with that. Not to go loco. So, we are going to use like a grayish type situation here. And this is what I'm looking at here. Let me show this to you guys. Bear with me. this is that story screen, right? So you see he kind of just has those two little colors on and I'm not doing the red because it's not going with what I've got going on here. I'm going with the purple and everything. So we're not going to do the red, but we are going to keep the blue and um, more than likely that red on his nose there. We're going to try our best anyway. So here he is. Let's use like a gray color to give it like that smoky look. He's kind of almost like pretty much white, but then just kind of has like a shadow, you know, like around his neck and over here. So let's see what we could do. We don't have that lady. Oh my gosh, yeah, I guess that's what that is right there. That must be that lady in that little corner there, even though I don't really see her. But I do see like a figure, you know? Let me see on here. If we can see. No, not really. She's kind of like too small, you know, to really show up. But let me look at her. Especially to be able to get the rest of the image good. You know what I mean? Then she becomes almost non-important. So let's look at what we've got here, though. Oh, it actually looks like it's a cross. Yeah, that's what it is. It's a cross right there. And then with the moon and him and the pipe. Alright, so let's check it out. Let's see what we got going on. This one just happened to have a person there. Like a lady in that corner. Oh no, look, it is a cross. Bendito, you see how blonde I am? I literally thought that was a lady. Okay, vamos. So let's go. I kind of want to say it looks gray, whitish. So let's do that type of coloring on here. Let's use this Moneyology right here. Get it on there. And maybe like a little bit of black and just do a little mixing of that to get our shadowish look to it. Kind of wish I had a clear, because what the clear does is just kind of you know, make it like a jelly. But I don't have a clear one of lacquer. The ones that I have, I mean, I have something here. Let me see. Ones that I have are all, I have like a glow in the dark one. So let's see. Anyways, let me use this and see what happens. So we're just taking this little guy and just putting him with the black there so that he could look like a shadow, you know. And I'm gonna use the shadow first because of course I can always, and this is just a oily one here, and I'm just using it to kind of make my black into a jelly. And you could just see there that now he's kind of jelly looking and not so opaque, and that's gonna give me my shadow that I hope. Alright, right up in here in this little area like his neck, he had a little bit of a shadow. Yeah, you can just see that. That's not completely black. That's like a nice shadowy looking. Let me see. We do have a white card here. I do. Boom. So you see that little shadow there? Let me see there. Right in the neck. By the moon up here. In the sky. I'm just pulling this guy up to see him a little bit better. And just kind of like right here in this area right here. Kind of like on the top of this. There he is. He kind of just has a little shadow there. Over in the front, you know, as you can see, it's following whatever is dark here, the shadow. Wait, let's not talk. Hang on, let's do that one little dot. Yep, that's kind of like a smoke kind of situation. So as you can see, it dries really fast. So I'm going to start again to make myself a little bit more of a shadow going on here. Again with the black. And that black is probably dry, so I'm not even messing with it. I'm just pouring me a new little black, put them into this clear. And I really needed less, more of the clear, so it could be more. So it can be more like this, more of a jelly, more where I can use it as a shadow, because I'm going to also kind of put it, a little bit over this barn kind of thing to give it like a dark look. A little bit right there in front of the barn. A little bit right here in front of his skull as part of this. Whatever you want to call it here. It's kind of like a dark sky kind of situation. So we're just going to shadow it up a little bit. And I'm going to come over the line, just so that way I don't even have to bother with removing it or nothing, because it kind of becomes a part of my scene. I'm coming just a little bit here in the frontal lobe area, just to kind of shadow it up a little bit there. Now let's look. Can we see? Okay, we can see there, that little guy there, where he's just like a smoke coming up. And then around the eyes, I may do that, but you can see he's looking at you, and around the ears a little bit. So let's just take a little bit here and put it around his ears just a little bit, and around his eyes a little bit there. And again, drying up super duper fast. It really does dry up so quickly. You gotta, like, hold coolly, hold your little bottom, and let's go. Alright, so I'm gonna put a little tiny bit of white on his, let's see here, on his little teeny bitty eye, because I know he's looking at me. He's an evil dude, I guess. I don't even remember the story, I'll be honest. I was done with these when I was younger, but I don't remember. I can assure you, it got scrapped, okay? I needed the space for something else. So I'm gonna look at him like this and see, okay, see if my shadowing is good enough where I want it to be. Am I satisfied with that, I feel like I'm good. And then what I want to do as well, I lied, I'm not. I'm going to put just a teeny. Nah, I think I'm alright, because what I want to do is use a blue and also a little bit of the red shadow before I put in the overall kind of like a grayish look, So let's do the blue. And it looks like the blue is pretty, it's pretty dark, but it is jelly. We're gonna use this to make it look like that, like a little bit bluish. See that? You could also do that with watercolor. It's just not my friend. I'm not a big watercolor girl. I haven't really. Maybe one day we'll have to think about it, because the thing is, I just like things to be so like, so strong, and watercolor is so soft, and it just doesn't make my heart go boop boop. I really do like that, I like getting excited about it. So that is what I stick with, is things that just have like really opaque colors. So here we go. I got my little jelly, right? And it's coming, when I look at him, let's look at this dude. It looks like it's coming right from the top of his ears, and it kind of meets a little bit on his eye there. So we're just kind of gotta go ba boom boom like a little jelly, It's not looking, mira, that is supposed to be gone. So I'm gonna throw it, ya sabes, right? Let's do that. And it comes up, you can see up to his head, right? So let's do that. Let's make it come up a little bit. Banka boom boom boom. Just ya sabes, coming up. Not hard to break a habit, let me tell you. We're working on it. Ahí, a little bit there. Boom. So there's that guy. We're going to turn him around just to see. Yay. I'm happy. I am happy. You see that? That's the kind of stuff that makes me be like, yeah, baby, yeah. It's nice, Okay, so let's go with a little red. We did the blue. with that thingy. So this guy's gonna be a little bit of a glow, not even on purpose, not even on purple. Alright, so here we go. We're gonna use a little bit of the red, and it's coming from his nose and mouth like. I'm almost ready to go ahead and just read this story again and find out what went down, because I'm interested. What happened to this guy's face? What went on? Okay, so this is what's actually releasing this week on the Pretty Fingers website. It's very likely, though, that when this release is long gone. Sorry, guys. It's actually being reprinted right now. So it's the second time it comes out, but it didn't even last very long on the first time. So I actually got my copy off of one of those trade websites. So groups, a Pretty Finger trade group. So here we go. I'm going to put it in. Let me just show you guys what it looks like. It's right on his nose. You can see a little bit on his mouth, right? Let's make that happen. Let's give that to that guy. Let's give him a little bit of this red in a jelly format right around his nose, a little bit on his mouth there. And does it go anywhere? It does not. It doesn't leave his face. So that's that. There's not much else to that. Boom, 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 real quick. No big deal. Turning him around so we can see him. And I'm not going to lie. I mean, I love it. Look at him. Dude is looking good. He really is. Okay, so with all of his bases, I do want to say something tells me Jaisa, put a little bit, a little bit right here of this black with the jelly style on the cross on the corner, so that way the cross kind of comes to the forefront and we're bringing the shadow behind it. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to pretend that we know what the crap we're doing, okay? Because I heard that usually you can just start by faking it. Next thing you know, boom, you become that because the habit follows, right? Espérate. The habit begins and then the thing follows. You know what I mean. So we put this guy, there's my cross that we discovered as a cross. And I'm kind of coming, I guess I should come like behind him, right? Just shadow him up a little bit here. I was afraid to do it. I'm not even gonna lie because he doesn't look light enough for me. And I don't want to swallow him, I want him to be that you can still see him and the shadows behind. See that shadow color? So much lighter than what I'm working with right here. So let's do it again. Boom. There we go. That's a little bit less opaque. We come into the back here. Boom, boom. And it'll be alright. Even if he's a little bit in him. Because ya tú sabes. Look at me. I just can't, can I? Because of the of it being jelly. So there he goes. I just kind of put that in that little corner there. I feel like I'm satisfied with that. Let's take a look at him. Oh man, yeah, that's cute. Let's go ahead and finish this up by adding our overall look, which is going to be gray. We are going to overlook with a little gray on him. Boop, mira, look at him. Hold up, can we see him? Oh man, this is crazy. He kind of swallows him through. But there he is, cutie patootie. Alright, let's do him. Let's wipe this guy, finish him up with the gray on top. And then he will be ready to get stamped on. Maybe in a couple of minutes because surely he's going to be a little bit wet. He's going to be a teeny tiny bit wet when I'm done with that piece. So let's get him going though. Let's get him out of there. This out of here. Get out of my way. Get out of here. Okay, vamos. Let's go. Getting my little thumb guy back on. Because I've been trying to keep myself cleaned up, Who knows what that crap is going when it gets into your skin. So I'm just trying my best, okay? Never perfect, always a progress, okay? So let's do it. Let's put the gray on it. And the way we're going to do it is with a little bit of white. pour this one here from Maniology. And of course, I would need even less of the black, dropping a little bit of this cream on here to get a grayish look. And when I look at it, more white than gray. You know, it's a little bit more white than anything. So maybe take it like this so that I have a little bit of a lighter gray around his head. And let me see what other area. What other area would I like it to be a little bit lighter? The whole thing. Let's just get it real nice and light anyway. But just a shade under white, I guess. Espérate, over. Qué sé yo qué. We're going in a direction. That's all I know. As you can see, it's pretty gray. But it's a very light gray. So we're covering up everything. We're going over it all. Boom. That is my overall look or background. Picking some more up here. And doing my other side. So I might take it a few minutes. It already starts sticking up. This, but look at that. That really looks good. Okay, I already kind of drying up so quickly, it's crazy. I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit more of that white. Could very well be that my white, you know, look at it. It's already kind of, just the product itself is starting to dry up. It's almost at the end, I guess. So it does tend to dry a little bit faster when it does get there. It's not as watery as when you first open the bottle. So here we go. Boom, boom. Since I want more of the white and less of the black, I'm coming over to this side. There we go. Now I'm not too bothered if the gray is not matching exactly. I actually like that, you know, like a little variation within my picture itself. So boom, here I go. Just kind of filling in this area, which I'm not even 1000% sure will make it onto my nail. But we'll definitely have enough to cover the area that I need. So the rest could just get scrapped. No big deal. Boom, boom. Coming from the side. Alright, here we go. So we have that entire thing colored. And let's take a look at what it's going to look like when we put it in. It's just basically like a sizing of it. Bear with me here. Let me just clean this up real quick. Boom. Alright, so that guy is gone. And here we go. And when we stamp him on, I want him to be like right there. Right from the bottom. I'm going to size him from the bottom coming up. Like that. Boom. Coming up that way. I don't want him to be that squarey, so that means that when I stamp him down, and I'm just thinking of my sizes here, when I stamp him down, I'm probably gonna take my, what do you call this guy over here? He's like a little bit of a gradient brush or ombre brush, and just kind of, with my whatever, just go like this, and that's how I'm gonna handle that situation. Okay, so let's give him a minute here for him to dry, and then in a minute he'll be ready for me to stamp him on. Let's hang on here. Alright, so I believe that this is dry enough. There it is. That I should be able to stamp him on here and then feather out. And I'm looking at it, and I'm really probably not going to have very much of that cross on the corner there. You know what I mean? Look at that. He's going to probably be gone. But that's okay. I'm going to get whatever I can. Definitely what I want is his skull being there. So let's do that. Let's go ahead and put this guy down. So since he's a dry image, I didn't just lift him up. I am going to use the oily bonder here to get him on there. So here he goes. Try not to be too crazy about how much I use, although I always am. Alright, so that is there. Gives that just a few seconds, and while that's happening, let me take off, oh my gosh, I mean, I don't even notice how much of this stuff I get on me, my gosh. And that's with me even wearing my little finger condom, but the most thing is that I'm not getting that real crazy black, situation that I would get. So it's getting better. Alright, so that is probably dry enough that we should be able to do our little transfer. And here we go. We're going to try and put him as much centered as possible and not all the way down, just a little bit higher up because I am going to feather him. But this corner looks like it's going to fall off because it's on the corner of it, and I'm not having that because I have a perimeter here. So the little house could save himself. Let's go. 1, 2, and 3. Put him down. There he is. See, he kind of goes over to the side, and I'm not keeping all of that there. So there he is. He looks really stinking adored. And as you can see, this falls over to the side, and I just don't want that. So I'm going to use my guy right here just to get rid of anything on the side. I don't want it there. It's going to have a different type of side. Let's get rid of him. There he goes. There he goes. And here. Alright, so it's kind of following the same as the other. I want him to even go a little bit deeper because I know I'm going to be combing out just the corner of it. The edge. So I do kind of want him to come in just a little bit more. And you can see this brush really does a pretty good cleaning job when it comes to this because he is hard. And I do need him to go hard on that image there. No slacking, you know what I mean? So, like no residue, and these nail polish, damping nail polishes are very, like, opaque, and they do often leave a residue. So, I'm doing that. And then the second part of it that I want to do as well is that I want to fan it out so it doesn't look so squarey. You know what I mean? So we're going to fan that out by using this brush right here, the little, ¿cómo se dice? Ombre or gradient brush, whatever you want to call it. And I'm just pumped him into my little bottle here that has acetone. I don't want him too crazy wet or nothing, but just kind of do like this on his edge. You see what happened? It kind of takes away the hard line of it, and it starts blending in a little bit better, and he looks less like a square. So that's what I'm doing. I'm wetting him up a little bit more. I don't want that for the side, but I do want that for the top. And you have to wet him a little bit more, and just do that. See? As soon as he got a little bit wet, he started happening, and then I do it again, but coming up even more from what I already did, you see? So that kind of just closed up a little gap there. So it's not so foreign looking, and it looks like he belongs. Alright, so let's do that just a little bit more until we're satisfied. So I'm coming in. Of course, I don't want to damage my image or nothing, but just enough. And then at the end of it, I do the same as I did with the other because I don't want it to come over anymore onto that black guy. I still want my original gradient to show. So let's do that a little bit more I want it to come off just a teeny bit more right there. Just a little bit more. Bringing it in. Alright. Now I'm going to clean that up one last time, hopefully. The surrounding, if I'm comfortable with what it did. Alright, I think I'm alright with that. I think I'm alright with that. So you can see how he looks already less squarey. And I'm just coming around, taking that up. Making sure I don't have any white residue. And of course, this had a top coat that we did once the gradient got put on. So that's why I'm able just to go around all the surrounding without disturbing my art. Okay, so while that is happening, I'm going to let that dry. But while that's drying, let's do our last step, right? And that is the chroming of purple onto, here we go, onto our edge. So the way that we're going to do that, let's put this on here, get this guy out. The way that we're going to do is by using our gel polish, our black one. And I'm just going to use, again, my little number 3 cards brush here. And here we go. Just getting enough to wet my edge, to kind of float something across the edge, which I did not do it at the bottom. I kept the bottom black, but I did float this. Get some of this here, a little bit more of a mixture. There we go. I'm gonna go, it's already black, so there we go. Got a little more. Come all the way across. You can just see the shininess. Another one here. I don't know. Now I'm thinking about it. I needed to wait. I need to wait. You know why? Because I don't want to have to rub that and then go inside and have to clean that up. That becomes, you know, that becomes too much. So I'm going to clean this up and wait for it to dry instead before I start putting this black edge around it, because I do want it to dry. So not only that, so that I can protect my image, let's go ahead and use again this water seal that I was just told today is not even available anymore, that she discontinued this, so I'm not even going to tell you, but honestly, it's absolutely amazing. Hopefully she has another product that I'll be able to use. I think she has a top coat or something. Is She Modern? So maybe when I'm done with these guys, that may be what I get, because I also have one that is matte. And this one is glossy, but I have one more that is a matte one. Maybe about halfway used on that one. So I'm going to wait for this guy to dry. And then once he is dry, I'm just taking that stuff again off of my corner, my surrounding. I don't want anything on my surrounding because it is going to have its own deal. If I were just going to, I would probably still wipe it just so that I wouldn't have any type of shadow or nothing on my black eye. Even though this does dry clear, you know, there's the sign when it does dry clear, but still, you know. So anyways, that's gonna go. I'm gonna let that dry, and then we'll go from there. Okay, so this guy is dry. I'm going to top coat him to protect him. So that way, he does not have any trouble. We're using, of course, this little top coat Gotti one here. And we do still kind of float him, even though he should be fine, but we still just kind of float it just to make sure. Alright, as you can see, that avoided any kind of smearing or anything happening with the image itself. It looks so cute. Alright, so let's go ahead. 3, 2, 1. He is going to cure for about 60 seconds. And once he comes out, then I will be able to do the very last part, which is combing it with um, this right here on the edges there, just to kind of give it a different look, really. Boop, boop, right from each side. He looks adorable. So that's what we're going to be doing. I'm just really, really loving this one, though. The lake one is probably, I'm not going to, nope, love them all. Love them all. Okay, so guy is coming out in about 26 seconds. And then once that gets done, it gets a final top coat. Honestly, this is, I mean, it's quite a bit of layers, but it does pretty good as far as like, you know, not looking too crazy, thick or anything. Okay, so he came out. There he is. And now he's got his top coat, so he's good. I'm going to use this black marker here, and I'm going to put him all around. Here we go. I just want to float him on there because he, dude, is shiny. So how can I tell, right? Just stay in. There he goes. Other side. I mean, I don't want to put him over here for this little bit. So that's why I'm just using him right off the bottle here. Since I'm at the end. Alright, and finally the top piece because I left the bottom piece. Here we go. Swirl all around here. There he goes. And there he is. Alright, so I can just see him there. He goes all around. Except for the bottom. I'm going to put him in for 60 seconds. Once he comes out, he would get rubbed with that guy. And then finally, you do put a top coat on that so that this does not come off. Plus, I will probably, as you know, make him matte after that. So he's going to have 2 more coats on there. The glossy to seal it in, and then the matte to put him on there. Okay. 30 more seconds, and he will come out and be ready. Here he goes. Let's do you, buddy. I can't wait for this set to be complete and see him as a whole, you know. Here he goes. 2 and 1. There it is. And I'm just going to come across. Try to hit him from the bottom like this. Just to hit that little edge and not actually get up on my top image there. The less I have to clean, it's like the happier I am, you know. In life, period. So there that is. Going right across. The get across and going right around. Alright, so once I have it with this, I'm just going to use, you know, like the cleaner area. And just kind of make sure right here that it's all in there. And also take it off. You see, just wipes off the area that does not have it. The black outline. And only the gloss. So there he is. He actually looks so adorable. Look at him. Super nice. Real cute. Real demo. And then he's going to get floated on. Put up. He's done. He's a wrap, baby. And we have our whole little case here of these guys. And as you can see, there's definitely some steps here. But it is worth the time, in my opinion, anyway. Because this is the vision that I had. So that's why he's worth the time. Boom. He comes all around. And he's something different. You already know I got bored so quick. I just really, doing the same thing over and over. That's not for me. I'm gonna definitely try and do something different every time. As much as I can anyway, just experimenting and learning. And I know, 60 seconds cure on this dude. And I keep saying, I'm no. But, it's been a year. But that to me is not enough. Because it takes like 6 months to even know what the crap you're doing when you're trying to pull up an image. You know what I mean? There's a lot of little tricks that you learn along the way. So, this is like my year of exploration, has been done. The second year is, rather the first year you're learning, the second year you're experimenting, and by third year maybe you're an expert. I don't know. I don't make the rules, but that's just how I feel in general. Especially if you're gonna know something well enough. It does take time, so. Anyhow, there that goes. He's going to come out in about 14 seconds. He's going to be complete. However, I am going to do the velvet. But as far as the look itself, he will be complete. And the next time you see this, I'm going to wrap him up and put him at the end of my video. When I upload them, you will see the complete product. And there it is. Not gonna lie, I feel it, and you can just see on that gloss. It's so much harder to see what is happening, but look at that. Nice. Very, very nice. I'm in love. Okay. Boop, boop. I'm out. Peace.